Hey everyone, I'm Joe. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on turning an old worn out coffee table into a brand new Lego table for the kids and really for the adults too. You can see the finished table right here, so let's jump right in and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so as I said, this isn't a new build. This is a conversion of an existing coffee table into the Lego table. So the first thing I did was I disassembled the coffee table, separating the base from the top, and then I spent a fair amount of time just sanding off all of the finish on the top. Now, most of the top's going to be covered up by the Lego panels themselves, but it was real important that around the edge I spent a little more time sanding out all the nicks and dings, because around the perimeter there's going to be a trough for the Legos to sit. So the next couple of steps here are really the only new build part of this project, and you can see what I'm doing is just simply making a mitered frame to go around the perimeter of the top of the table. And this is just to create a lip around the edge so that the Legos don't fall off the table. And the combination of this frame and offsetting the Lego plates in a few inches from this frame also makes a trough around the entire perimeter of the table for the Legos to sit while the kids are building things. So here you could just see I'm ripping all of those perimeter pieces down to their final width, and then from there I'm just going to apply some wood glue and use some pin nails to hold them in place while the wood glue dries. The reason I'm using pin nails is because I'm going to be painting this entire project. So with the pin nails, the paint will fill in the holes and I won't have to come around with any additional wood filler. And sorry, I just had to take a minute to admire how good these miters came out. Perfectly tight on every corner, and this thing's going to look great once it's painted. And before we paint it, the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to use a 1/4 inch round over bit on the router just to round over the edges. Obviously, since kids are going to be playing on this, we want to make sure that there's no sharp edges for anybody to bump or hurt themselves on. So I'm just going to go around the interior and the exterior. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take these, we're going to put one right here, we're going to put one right here. That's going to give us our space. Now we're going to take this. So you can see for this next part, I was lucky enough to get a little help with my special little helper here. And all we're doing now is gluing down the Lego plates, just using some Loctite heavy-duty adhesive to make sure that these things don't come off. So you can see I got a couple of wood blocks that I'm using to make sure that I have even spacing all the way around the perimeter to make that Lego tray. And I'm also using a J roller to make sure that I'm squeezing out all of the air bubbles from underneath the plates so that there's no bumps, everything's nice and smooth, and there's good adhesion to the table. You can also see here that at this point I've primed and painted the entire top. I didn't bother to paint underneath the area where the Lego plates were going to be applied since nobody would see it. From that back, okay. Now let's put the ladybug right here. So that's really it. That's the end of the project there. You'll notice I didn't show any work on the base, because really all I did to the base was give it a quick sanding and just put another coat of primer and paint on it to refresh it. Then from there I simply reattached the top to the base and brought it upstairs, and as you can see here, it works out great. The coffee table is a perfect height for the kids with their little play chairs. And makes a perfect working surface for them to play with their Legos on.
And
Ladybugs on?
being honest,
No way.
I kind of like this thing too, since I'm no longer lying on the floor, trying to do the Legos myself. It's obviously a little tight for me. I can't get my legs under the table, but overall, a lot more comfortable to be doing Legos on this table versus the floor.
Okay.
So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up as well. Alright, I'll see you on the next one.
One here. Are you making a plant? Oh, that's the person. Put the person together.